It's hour number 2. And so we know what that means. It is time where we turn the page a little bit and we catch up. Like I said, the rundown of the show is kind of flipped today. So we talked Helene early. The Power Hour is the Power Hour, and we'll get into Major League Soccer and Atlanta United starting at 10:35 after this guy. Because I got to talk about Victor Gyökeres and what happened in the Champions League. We got to talk about that. You know what that means? It's time to go fully loaded. We got to go to Peru. Catch up with our buddy Nino Torres. Nino, what up? What up? What up?
Yellow, Atlanta, yellow soccer down here, fans. We're here fully loaded on a Thursday with the coffee, with the Champions League, Boca Juniors, Clásico. We're loaded. We're loaded.
Well, and where's the boss? Is the boss wearing a jersey again today?
Let me see. Where's he at? No. He's just all natural today. Where's he at?
He's like, yeah, whatever. Get
doesn't care.
Get to moving. I don't care. I know that. Tell you what. So what I'll do is I'll save the Columbus part for the handoff when you and Nico.
I like it.
So that way we can go from your MLS to his MLS and talk about MLS. I gotta talk about your boy Victor Gyökeres in Champions League. It was a 2-2 draw for them in Sporting. You see, now he's getting hydrated. He's getting hydrated. He's getting all revved up about this. But I think the new format, I think in the Champions League, actually probably saves the clubs that we don't necessarily spend a lot of attention to, like a Sporting. I think it saves them and it helps them in this process to where a 2-2 draw doesn't hurt you as it would in the old format, as it would in years past.
Yes, absolutely. And that's why I'm so happy about this new format. Now you have the chance. If you rescue a point away, then you guarantee that point. You're guaranteed with that point because they don't have the second chance. I will see you at home. And no, it's not happening. It's not happening anymore. And now Sporting in that game, in that trip to Eindhoven, it was the matchup between the two teams that are running perfect in their tables in the leagues. PSV running 7-4-7, Sporting running 7-4-7. They were both running perfect, and this was probably the most uncomfortable matchup for Sporting so far in their campaign. They were absolutely bullied by PSV. They went out there as pit bulls and they did shut down Victor Gyökeres with this kid, Ryan Flamingo, the 23-year-old, came from Sassuolo. They paid, what was it, 3 million for him? And he literally chased him all night long in Eindhoven. Remind me of this game. This game, probably many people don't know about this game, but 1985 World Cup qualifiers. Argentina came to Peru, to Lima, to play for the World Cup qualifiers. And we ended up winning that game 1-0. And the tactic from that head coach on that game, Mr. Roberto Chale, who passed away a couple of weeks ago, he was a sticker to Maradona. He put a stamp on Maradona. He told this guy, Lucho Reina, you go up there and you chase him. He goes to his bathroom, you go to the bathroom with him. All right? I don't care. He's going to tie his shoes outside of you go with him all day long. And that's exactly what Ryan Flamingo did last night. I mean, Tuesday. On Tuesday with Gyökeres. He chasing, he following every single step of the game. And Gyökeres couldn't do anything, man. Couldn't do anything. But the thing with Gyökeres and with Sporting, he's the best player for Sporting, right? But they also have this guy, Pedro González Pochi, who is the left winger, who is as crucial as Gyökeres is. And he provides that different input into the game. When you shut down your star, he moves around from different places and he creates different options in offense for Sporting that they ended up missing a lot, Mr. Porchi. But the 2-2, I mean 1-1 actually. 1-1 was the game with PSV, and I'll take the point, man. I'll take the point all day long.
Oh, I don't doubt that for a second that you take a point, something like that, with a one at a plus 272, by the way, for the juice boxes on that one. Looking at some of the other results, Villa shocks the ish out of Bayern Munich. Jean Duran, who fresh out of the Chicago Fire Academy, gets picked up by Aston Villa, and you end up
a massive goal
with Major League Soccer making an impact in Champions League. And who knew it was going to be the dumpster fire getting a big paycheck, moving Jean Duran. And Jean Duran, I mean, did you have that one on the bingo card?
Not at all, man. Not at all. It's just shocking. And that the goal was massive, man. You can see 2 passes. Goalie, for who get the assist, goalie to the assister, and then Duran, boom, right there, 60 yards, no time to react. And I watched the. Do you watch that interview with Thierry Henry and Kate Abdo too?
But the fact that and this is where I give, and now Kate Scott, now that she's married, and she's trying to remind folks she's now Kate Scott, but don't get that Kate Scott confused with the Kate Scott that calls basketball games here in the United States, because you have 2 Kate Scotts. You got to be it's like not that Kate Scott, the other Kate Scott,
soccer Kate Scott,
the soccer Kate Scott. So. But literally you had, and this is why I enjoy their coverage so much, is because you have someone like Kate who can drift in and out of an English language interview or an English language translation and catch up with a Jean Duran, catch up with someone and do it in French and, translate Kylian Mbappe like flush while it's going on. And you have a Thierry Henry who can be there and he can discuss things in Spanish with a Jean Duran in addition to doing things in French. And the seamlessness that they drift in and out. And I know that Jamie and Meeks, they sit there and they kind of run smack on it a little bit, but I think that's what makes that show and that platform work really well, is that they can inform, they can drift in multiple languages, and it's seamless. That was tremendous.
It is. I think it's the hardest part to do, man, because either you have many shows that they're so just information, then you have the shows that are just entertaining, but you got the combination of both with high quality, and it's the best soccer show in the planet, man. I posted that last night, man. It's the best soccer show in the planet, of course.
Well, second.
Second best.
And by the way, now that you brought it up, did you know that we're up for an award?
What? Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you go to footballcontent.awards.com, and this was unplanned, but Nino's fantastic transitional elements lead us to this. But yeah, you go to footballcontentawards.com/voting between now and 10 days from now, dinner time, East Coast time, on Sunday the 13th. And you get to vote for SDH as best broadcaster rights holder organization, spelled with an S, considering that this is an English competition. So yeah, it's like one of these things is not like the other. It is Sky, it's ITV, it is what used to be BT Sports, it's Golazo Network, it's Amazon Prime, and then SDH. So literally and ESPN FC, literally it's like 3 in the U.S. of the 10, and we're the 3rd in the U.S. of the 10 in that category. So vote. Find your IP addresses and vote. So the unsolicited transition to remind folks to vote from the Football Content Awards. Nicely done.
There you go.
I didn't even pay the man to discuss anything like that. All right, the rest of Champions League, since we're here. Benfica put up a number on Atleti. Did the fact that let me ask you this: was it more surprising that they put up the number that they did on Atletico Madrid at home, or the fact that they just won outright? Which was more surprising to you?
That they won outright. I think there was going to be a more even matchup. I thought it was going to more even matchup. We were discussing this with the boys from Benfica. We do do another podcast on Tuesday nights. It's two at Tuesdays. We discuss all the Portuguese league, and we were talking about this, right? That this matchup against Atletico Madrid it's gonna be a real test for Benfica to see where the team really stands. And they're standing so good, man. They're back to the you know what, when they hired Bruno Lage back, because returning after 5 years,
Mhm.
4 or 5 years returning to Benfica.
Yeah.
Because Roger Schmidt get ousted because he wasn't he was one season wonder. I'm gonna put it like that.
Yeah.
One season wonder. He came from the Eredivisie. He won the title for Benfica, but his second year, it cost him a lot to gel the new elements. He didn't understand the players. He was so stubborn and not making substitutions, and many other factors, right? So Bruno Lage comes back with a fresh air, fresh approach, and it's crazy, right? Because we were complaining about why you don't use this player, why you use this player in this position, why this, why that, and then suddenly he put the right pieces in the right places, and the team is running. And of course, I know there's another item on the list that I'm saying you about Kevin Aktürkoğlu. That's the Turkish man that arrived to Benfica from Galatasaray, on fire, on absolute fire. He scored 4 goals in the last. He came 5 games ago. He scored 4 goals in the last 5 games that he played, and he's connecting with his other buddy from Turkey, Mr. Kokshu. In that Turkish connection, it's absolutely running the show for Benfica with the healthiness of Di Maria. You got the Pavlidis, you got the Nico Otamendi, you got the solid backline for Benfica. And there's another name that I wanted to tell you. It's Alvaro Carreras is the left back for Benfica. Benfica was having issues in that left back position all season long, the last year and the year before. And when they let go, oh jeez, I forgot the Spanish guy. There was another Spanish guy. Oh my God, he went to Bayer Leverkusen. I forgot his last name. Jesus, I forgot the name.
It'll come to you.
It'll come back to me. So there was an issue with that position, right? So Alvaro Carreras takes over because the left back that they bought, Jack Nicklaus Bisti, the German got injured, so he jumps in, and in the last 3 games, it's been sensational. And last night in Stade de Luz in Lisbon was the best player, absolutely dominant on the left wing for Benfica, and their issue is solved. They got the left back for good, Alvaro Carreras, and you can go all the way. And that makes this title race so much interesting in Portugal, because a couple of weeks ago, I mean, Benfica was there winning their games too. I mean, they start with a loss, but Sporting was so far ahead of everyone. Now it's they're catching up. Benfica's catching up in level, in players, in goals, in from the coaching standpoint. Everything is adding up for Benfica, so it's gonna be this title race so much more interesting for the rest of the season, man.
Other results: Lille, Jonathan David with the surprise there at a plus 342, beating Real Madrid. Lille gets the big win there. That was one of the bigger pluses on the board. Juve in a shootout. They knock off RB Leipzig 3-2 on the road as a road dog. Then you end up with Feyenoord on the road at Girona winning 3-2 at a plus 291. Everything else, yesterday you had a lot of favorites. Then day one in this phase, Arsenal shuts out PSG at a minus 135, 2-0. Barca put 5 on Young Boys. Dortmund put 7 on Celtic. And our man Jarrett wants Brendan Rodgers' head all over again on a spit. Inter put 4 on Red Star. Manchester City put 4 on Slovan Bratislava. Brest put 4 on Salzburg. So it's like, I think that you had 2 days ago on Tuesday, you had all your favorites. The big favorites got the wins. And then yesterday was when the folks decided to sit there and turn over the apple cart and sit there and go, yeah, we're going to make this a little chaotic and have a little fun with day 2.
a lot. I mean, and that was a lot of fun too. And we've seen these one-sided games ridiculous, man. It was 9 goals from Bayern last week. You got 7 goals from Dortmund this week. What's next, man? Somebody's going to score 10 goals in one game, man, on this format. That's the only part that I'm not that attracted to it.
Yeah, that we're not fans of that, sir. That does not play well. Sudamericana and Libertadores. I know that's next on the dance card, and you end up with you end up with everything looking at all of that. But now, as a part of this and the fallout of it, you mentioned now the soap opera of Gago leaving Chivas to go to Boca Juniors as a part of all of this stuff going on in South America. What's the latest there?
It is crazy, right? Because so Boca Juniors fired their coach. Well, he resigned after the game. He
resigned.
Yeah. That right after the game, the final whistle. I think here's my resignation letter, right?
Yeah.
No, he was already gone. All right, he was already gone before that game. I never really liked Diego Martinez and to be the coach for Boca Juniors, and I think they're getting it wrong with the coach. The last time, who was that? Almiron. He went to the finals in the Copa Libertadores too, but the way that they reached the finals, not winning a single game, everything on penalties, relying everything on your goalie. That's not Boca Juniors, man. That's not Boca Juniors, okay? Boca Juniors is way bigger than that. And that's why you get the second most titles in the Copa Libertadores, okay? But now with Riquelme and there's this new way to manage clubs in Argentina, because before they did not have a soccer council. That's what they have. They have a soccer council. They got like 4 or 5 guys that running the soccer operations, and then they got the manager. And it's gonna, I don't know, the structure of the club. I think it's gonna. They wanted to do too much. They wanted to be Europeans, but they're not Europeans, and I don't know. So they fired the coach. Well, he resigned. I'm gonna say that he resigned.
He resigned after losing to Belgrano 2-0, and they'd lost 3 in a row in the tornado.
Yes, right. Okay. So, names on the table. Okay, we want Guillermo Barros Schelotto. He's comfortable in the U.S. and without a job right now, and not getting any calls as far as I know. But it's a man of the house. He's well respected in the Boca Juniors world. Then we had Gago, but everything, all the negotiations are focused on Gago now. They're not talking to anyone else right now. A guy was plan A, and if the plan A fails, then they will start to think about a plan B. They don't have a plan B right now, so everything is focused on Gago. And they already talked to him. He almost, he's willing to go. Right, but Mr. Vergara is like, what are you talking about? You got a contract with me. You got a contract with my team. I'm the king of the hill in Mexico, boy. Okay, so you think you're gonna leave like that, just like nothing? No. All right, but this is a release clause. When I pay the release clause, it's not about the release clause. It's all right. This is Chivas. All right, we are the big dogs here. One of the big dogs in Mexico. Well, I mean, one in like forever, but that's okay. But they were still a big club in Mexico, and that's what I'm saying. In Mexico, in Mexican media, they're bashing, they're trashing Gago like nothing, man. No, you don't respect the clubs, and you are blah blah. We're seeing even the bad words on air, man, on the TV shows. It's like, what? These Mexicans, and I'm gonna go again on that route. Mexicans, please. I love you, right? But you're not the Premier League.
No,
you're not elite. Okay, so if Boca Juniors comes in and says, I want to pay the release clause, I want to take Gallo, they're going to do it. All right, suck it up.
Well, but this is the thing. I mean, and obviously with what we've seen recently in Liga MX is that a lot of the big dogs, they're in the middle of the table now. You could spend all the money in the world and it ain't getting you wins. And right now, middle of the table, that's where Chivas is, right? Smack dab, 4-3-3 on the edge of the playoffs. They're not even in the first round buys right now. If the season ended today, they're not even in the first round buys. They're in the Primera play-in round. They're not even top 4, so they'd be having some work to do. And since you mentioned what's going on in the torneo in Argentina, there's a lot of big names that are at the bottom of this table, and there's like 9,000 different competitions. You play like 7,000 games in a season.
I know, it's insane.
And you have a 28 team league, and it's all one table. You're all thrown together. At the bottom of the table right now, Barraca Central, Defensa y Justicia, who gives the SDH bump ever since our boy Becasese and his flow ever got on our radar. DYJ has always been given the SDH bump because we've always enjoyed the little guy coming up and grabbing the slingshot and the stones and sitting there and take folks out. Newell's is 25th out of 28. Bonfield 24th out of 28. San Lorenzo 23rd. Argentinos Juniors 19th. Lanús is middle of the table in 16th. Boca Juniors 13th in the table right now after losing 3 in a row, which is unconscionable to me. And I mean, look, you've got Deportivo Riestra ahead of Boca Juniors. That's where this league is right now. That's where the chaos is, man.
It's absolutely chaos, and that you gotta thank that to their president, to Chiquitapia and his Barraca Central and all the moves. They really need to reorganize the league in Argentina. They gotta go back to 20. You got to bow back to 20. You got plenty of teams, all right? This is a humongous country.
Oh, man.
And make this second division more competitive. And because right now there's a lot. John, you have no idea how many issues are they having in the second division because everyone wants to go to the first one, right? And they knowing that there's 28 teams, they have a chance. So there's a lot of controversies. With the officiating.
Oh no!
It is ridiculous.
No,
like shameless, completely shameless.
No,
Throwing penalties out of the blue. They sending red cards. It is just so obvious. It's so obvious that something is wrong. And of course, I'm not going to say it, right? But something is wrong there. Something is on the dark side of the story.
There are questionable calls that are made on broadcasts that you see, and you wonder where the origin of these calls come from. Gee,
yeah, it makes you wonder, right? Where's it coming from? I don't know. It's hard to tell.
I don't know. How did that happen? Oh, I don't know. It's just
maybe because that team belongs to this guy. Oh, no, it's not because of that. No. It's because it belongs to the other guy. He pays more money to the. All right, we're not into that, man.
Oh, and so all right. So then you mentioned these calls that come out of the blue. I wonder where these come from. Peñarol and Nacional, the Super Clásicos this weekend. Are we going to get any kind of calls that might be coming out of the blue in this one?
No. This one is. I'm telling you, it's probably going to be. One of the most exciting clásicos that I've seen in many years. And last 4 or 5, they were the last one that was super cool. When was that? Was the last one for Suarez when Lucho Suarez beat Peñarol at the Jesus, what's going on with your names, Nino, today, man?
Not enough caffeine in your system, brother.
Wow, the Centenario. Oh, the Centenario Stadium. Yeah. It was the Centenario Stadium.
Yeah.
Lucho scoring a brace, winning the championship for Nacional. It was his farewell game. But now this Copa Libertadores aura on Peñarol is good. I think it's gonna put things back where they should be. All right. Nacional has less games than Peñarol. You know how many games? All right, this is, I want to tell you this, right? You know,
Okay.
this is the oldest Clásico outside of the UK in the planet.
Wow.
Oldest in the world.
Wow.
All right.
Okay.
The first Clásico was in 1914, bro. May 24 of 1914. That was the first Super Clásico.
It's only 111 years, man.
Yeah, it's nothing. 510 is the number of Clásico they're going to play on this Sunday. 510.
Wow. That's nuts.
174 victories for Peñarol, 165 for Nacional.
Are we sure about those numbers? Because I'm sure those are some debating points with both of those. I'm sure that there are some that are questionable wins that are no like in the early days of the rivalry when folks didn't have like newspapers and stuff, and you're sitting there, it's like, well, wait a second, one side says they won, the other side says they won. So that margin of 9 over 339 of the 500 plus, I'm sure there's some folks on both sides who are saying,
might be. But this is crazy, right? Because I want to tell you, where did I get these numbers? It's from the national source, but I also match it with the Peñarol sources, right?
Okay.
But Nacional has this. They put up this page is a software that where they have probably, I think it's the biggest database. I want to say that in the planet. I want to say this because they have this atilio.com for Nacional, and they got the record of every single team that Nacional play in the history. Every single team, man. You just you name a team that they play, and you got the record. It doesn't matter what year, doesn't matter the competition, doesn't matter anything. It's just unreal, man, unreal. And it's just they're so proud because it took them I think 3 years to put all that data together on the website, and it's so cool. I use it all the time, and it is well respected too in Uruguay in the media. And I asked the guys from GOLTV who are based in Uruguay, hey guys, what about this? Yeah, completely, man. 100% trust in that one, man.
Okay. Also on the board, well, and for those that may not know the rundown right now, Peñarol and Nacional after match week 5, they're both at 3-2-0. Only thing separating them is goal difference right now, with 11 goals scored by Peñarol and 5. Nacional scored 10. Peñarol's ahead by +4 in goal difference, and they are 2 points behind Danubio, who right now is at the top of the table. But Peñarol and Nacional kicking off things in match week 6. So I guess I should kind of sit here and go, okay, so let's take a look at next matches, since we're getting into the juice boxes here when it comes to these two. Nacional and Peñarol. Nacional is a +124 at home, draws a +189. Peñarol on the road is a +254.
2-5.
Yeah, +254 for Peñarol as a road dog. That seems way high for me.
I'll take that. I'll put my money on Peñarol, man. I'll put my money on Peñarol. I will. Of course, I'm not going to say that on air, right? But I'm going to put it.
Yeah, So whatever that conversation was that you just had, it's like, Nacional Peñarol. Those numbers look fantastic. I think I'll put my money on Peñarol. I see you playing. All right. So what else, when you come to the juice boxes on the week, what else is sticking in your brain across the planet when it comes to things what are you calling this weekend?
Let me see. I'm calling the Primera Liga. I'm calling Sporting versus Casapia. They're playing at the Avalade. +4 goals in that game for Sporting.
Okay.
Danubio, Defensor, the leaders versus Defensor. Danubio kind of choked last weekend in their game, so I don't know about that game, man. I don't know about that. What's the up and downs on that one, John?
All right,
Danubio versus Defensor.
All right, so hang on just a second. In the Primera in Uruguay, it is Danubio. Danubio is a home dog at a +208. Draws a +186. Defensor is a +150.
See,
Danubio's a home dog. You're leading you're atop the standings. Let me get this straight. So Danubio is at the top of the standings, 4 wins and a draw out of the blocks. Yet you're a home dog.
Yeah.
At plus 208 to Defensor, who is, give me a second, 10th. At 1-2-2.
Yeah.
What's going on down there?
It's because of last weekend. It's all because of last weekend.
Okay.
Danubio was undefeated, running perfect, four games, 4 victories. And then it was an absolute chaos in that game. Absolute chaos in that game. They were leading 2-0 until the 90th minute, man. Until the 90th minute. And then Mario Rizzo, who committed a non-goal, one of those 2 goals for Danubio was a non-goal, right? This Mario Rizzo comes up, scores the first one, 2-1 in the middle 92, and then in the 94, he gets the assist to get the equalizer and ruin the show for Danubio's perfect run. And but this is also what happens in Uruguay when other teams other than Peñarol or Nacional are leading the first 4 or 5 rounds. Almost 99% of the times, they derail after the 5th round.
Okay.
They go south, and that's what's going to happen with Danubio. That's why the numbers are like that. I'm not gonna guarantee anything because nothing is guaranteed, but I'm pretty sure that Danubio is going to go down south from the next 5 rounds or so. Probably they won't win another game in the next 3 or 4.
Okay. Hydrate. You're get hydrated here because we got the stretch run going. All right. So what else is going on in your juice boxes this weekend? What else is going on? Because I do have a developing story out of Major League Soccer that's a part of the handoff that I'm going to save until you and Nico are both up. So what else are you staring at in juice boxes this week?
Peñarol Nacional, and no, that's it. The sport dinner in Casatilla.
Okay.
But just one quick thing before we go to the handoff.
Right.
My beloved Universitario de Deportes provided 8 players to the national team. 8.
There you go.
Number 1, baby. Number 1.
And you are a minus 435 as the last game. And when the Clausura picks back up after the international break, you are taking on AD Tarma on the 19th. So 16 days from now, when everybody comes back to league play, and you're already a minus 435 going up against AD Tarma. The standings right now, by the way, in Liga 1 in Peru. I don't know if you know this team, but
Maybe.
they're at the top of the table. 9-3-1. You've only given up 6 goals in 13 matches this year.
We haven't conceded a single goal in the last month. Not once. All right.
2-0 to Comerciantes, 1-0 to Union Comercio, 3-0 to Sport Boys, 3-0 to Alianza Athletic. Okay, and then Cesar Vallejo on August 25th. You're still hitting zeros, man. So last 5 you haven't given up a goal.
Clean sheet after clean sheet, baby. You know what they say: defenses win you championships.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, and if you get a clean sheet at the end of the day, you're at least guaranteed 1 point before the end of the day. So, all right. You wanted to talk about your crew. I'm going to save this story that'll be a shock to everyone when we talk about it. But you wanted to talk about your crew and what happened in the chaos of everything that happened in the midweek involving Major League Soccer. It is 3 matches or 4 or 2 or 1 that's left in folks' seasons. But last night, the chaos of crew and Messi and friends, and it was chaos. What in the hell happened to your crew, brother?
I really don't know, man. I really don't know. Well, I do know. This is what Messi. I do know what happened, right? Even though we had a chance, because we got a legitimate chance to turn that game around. But I mean, Cucho missed a penalty. We got the red card. Yeah. Several other factors in there, right? And we got another chance. So it could have been a different story last night.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality, the truth of the matter is, we have the best player still, the best player on the planet, still. Best player on the planet, the best roster, the best team, and finally healthy, right? Messi said this last night. For one reason or another, we couldn't be all of us on the pitch at the same time. And now that we were on the pitch with Lucho, with Busquets, with everyone, it feels right. He's healthy. You got the magic going. They're gonna win the championship, man. You know they're gonna win the championship, right? So I got nothing against this team because we lost against the best team in the MLS. That's it, man. That's it.
All right. So it is that time for the handoff. And so Nino's getting hydrated. Nico's getting caffeinated. And he's getting everything all gassed up and ready to go. See, I'm staring in the green room, and I'm seeing yeah. Oh, Nico's going rave green today. No real shock, especially after a 3-0 win. So I see how this works. All right. So I'm going to hit the open. We're going to do the handoff because I have a developing story that I know will shock both Nino Torres and Nico Moreno. So I've got to find the brand, and I've got to hit all the notes, and we go here. So here's Nico's open, and here comes the handoff as we go from fully loaded to a Thursday with Nico.